Okay, so welcome. Today's practice is a little different because I'm incorporating some principles that I'm going to call your attention to while we're doing the practice. I took a workshop last week with Lee Albert, who is a neuromuscular specialist, and it just was so illuminating because it's a new way to look at the same things that we know and say different languaging, which makes us aware of how we're moving and what we're doing. So first and foremost, today's practice is for you to take care of yourself. Let me just do this. To take care of yourself, to nurture yourself, to love yourself, and to work within your own range of motion. As I mentioned, we're the only animals that try to push ourselves beyond where we should go. If you look at a dog or a cat, they're like just relishing and happy in their movements. They're not pushing. You see a dog going and getting really out of it. So we should be doing the same thing. We should be aware of how we're moving and what we're doing. So the principles of why we all have common aches and pains is because of our lifestyle. Like we're sitting and we slumpasana or over our phones or on the computer. We used to drive cars. We sit a lot, especially now we're probably very sedentary. So what happens is our muscles are not balanced. So our back muscles get overstretched. We think of them as tight. Well, they're tight because they're overstretched. And muscles work in pairs. So what happens? The muscles here are contracted. So in our practice, what we want to do is really strengthen our back, make those muscles strong, not more overstretched, but strengthening them. And we want to open up and stretch the front of our body. So what does that mean? Our front of the body is going to be working with opening up here where we sit, right? All the time. Stretching our quadricep muscles, which in our normal walking and sitting are contracted, and stretching our calf muscles. So that most of the back of the body, the muscles are overstretched, but our calf muscles tighten. So what we're going to do today in the movements, the asanas, postures that we're doing, is I'm going to call your attention to the postures and what they're doing and how we can get a little more out of them. And I have modifications, and as always, modify for yourself. So that's the basic of it. And so we're going to lie down and start just lying down first. So come to your mats and just stretch yourself out. Good. So you're going to be stretched out on your mat. And we're going to connect first, just giving ourselves a little hello love today, which we deserve. We all need a little hello love. So just starting, stretching, and just give yourself a little stretch out and bring one hand to your heart. Relax your elbows on the floor, one hand to your belly, underneath your navel. Connecting in chakras, your pelvic region, your creativity, with the heart, your connection with others. And just breathe into the heart and the pelvic region. And as you breathe in, expand your lungs, feel your belly rising with the breath, and emptying fully. So we'll take a few breaths like this, just breathing in to the lower lungs, feeling the front of the body rise. Feel the back of your body expanding as well. That's where most of the lungs are. And exhaling, emptying. Just connect to your breath. In this practice, your mind wanders. Just bring it back to your breath, being present here together today. And again, another deep breath. And two more. And now take your hands and just bring them to like this, let the elbows rest on the floor, spread your fingers wide, and just breathe in to feeling all the, or imagining, if you don't feel them, the organs and glands that sustain you. Just through the palms of your hands, through your hands, consciously give them love for the hard work they do to keep you alive and healthy. Just feel the love coming through your palms. And just one more full breath. And now bending your knees, just come over onto your side. You can make a little cradle with your hand if you like, and take the top arm and just bring your palm and fingertips around to your kidney area and the adrenals. And just breathe into them. Connect through your hands to relax and nourish the kidneys, calming the adrenals or fight and flight. You don't need them now. And then just roll over to your other side. I'm going to do it this way so you could see me. Just cradle your arm again, take that hand. We'll take about 5 breaths. And if you can, consciously just connect with your kidneys and adrenal glands, relaxing them. And after your 5th breath, just come over onto your back again. Your arms down by your side. So we're going to do Tadasana, which is the standing pose, but we're going to be doing it lying down. And then we're going to do it standing up. But I think the floor will give you a lot of feedback. So my arms are spread, okay? And just feel, let your shoulders come away from your ears, let your back body on the ground. And now just lift up your chest, feel those shoulder blades coming towards each other and towards the front of your body, and then lay them down. So energize your shoulder blades. This is going to be a strong, we're going to do this strongly, strengthening. Press the back of your arms into the floor, back of your head. Gently wrap your lower glutes, and then flex. Let the heels reach. So this is Tadasana on the floor. I want you to try to get even energized into your back arms. So just breathe into this. Imagining the strengthening of your back body. And feel the opening in the front. And then just relax that. That could be hard work. You could build up and strengthen it, and you'll see the difference. I wanted you to do it on the floor so you can get that physical feedback that when you're standing, you'll feel that as well. Okay, so we're going to connect with our breath now. Just bring your knees into your chest and arms down by the side. And as you inhale, you're going to bring the legs up, and your arms could go overhead if that works for you. If not, you bring your fingertips to your shoulders. Okay? So here we go. So breathing in, flex, and breathing out. You could point down. And breathing in, flex. That flex stretches your calf. And breathing in, out, down. 3 more times. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good, and then bringing the feet to the ground. We're going to do that in our bridge pose as well. So breathing in and breathing out, rolling the spine down. And breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in. 2 more times. And breathing out. Breathing in, press into the feet, and breathing out. Now the next time we come up, leave your arms down on the ground and come up into your bridge. And if you can, clasp your hands underneath you and work those shoulder blades together like we did. Feel the shoulder blades lifting your chest. Wrap your lower glutes. Feel the stretch. This stretches the whole front of the body. So feel the whole front, and you're strengthening the back. So press into your arms, press into your feet, and keep lifting. Feel the stretch and the opening. And then just opening up your arms, slowly lower yourself down. Just take a deep breath in and a hot breath out. Do that 2 more times. Big breath in and a hot breath out. And last time, big breath in and a hot breath out. Good. So the next one we're going to do is to stretch the side body, which, if you think of it, our spine can move in twists and side stretch, but we very often just move forward. We barely even move back, opening up backwards. So flexing your feet, just walk your legs over to one side, and I'll give you options. If you can hold on and stretch over, stretching your side body, or you can just come over, just move yourself, look down. However you can get a nice stretch in the side of your body, okay? And just take a few breaths, really opening up. Feel those muscles between the rib cage, muscles of respiration. One more breath. And then come back and go to the other side. You can pull the other arm or bring your arms like this. And then coming back to neutral. Just bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little circle around. And in the other direction. Good. So we're going to do something that's a strengthener for the legs. And I want you to make believe there's a 2-ton boulder, or maybe not that heavy, on your feet. And you're gonna bend your knees and then push up and feel the back of the legs, how they really have to work to push that up. So you're gonna breathe in, got that boulder, you can use your push. Feel how your body has to work. You could also do this standing to the floor. It's a very grounding exercise. We're just strengthening our legs, so when we stand up later, be nice and strong. Push up and down and up and down and push. If you spend enough time doing this, your legs will get shaky. You'll feel that energy just flowing through it. And one more time, and then just kick your own butt. Take a deep, full breath in and a out. Good. So your feet on the floor. Just let your body take a moment to just observe the movements that we've already done and how your body feels. The front, back, and sides of your body. And then just come over onto one side. So I'm going to come over onto my elbow, down to my fingertips, right? To make sure I have room. So make sure you have room around you as well. And we're going to stretch our quadricep, part of the front of the body, the muscle that gets tight, okay? So adjust yourself into a comfortable position. I have this leg bent. And you could hold on to your ankle. If you want, you could hold on with your thumb under your metatarsals. But I'm gonna hold on, let's hold on to the ankle today. So my knee is my thigh is relatively parallel to the floor. I'm just gonna give it a nice stretch back and make this a delicious stretch. Let's take a few breaths. So when I'm doing this, I can really open up the front of my body. My arm bones are coming back. Feel my shoulder blades planted. Take a few breaths. And bring that knee in towards your shoulder. And wherever you can hold on, it could be there. You can grab onto your big toe. Super. I am not straightening my legs. I'm not into really giving my hamstring a big stretch, but I'm stretching my calf muscle here. I'm going to give it a little pulse. So I'm sinking, I can see. I'm going to lift myself up so I'm not sinking. Okay. A little pulse. And now come back and let's do that again. Stretch it. Give it, make it delicious. Open up, arm bones back. Let your heart shine. Again, we'll bring that knee in, grab on, give it a little pulse. Press that heel towards the ceiling. Don't think like me, like I am. And then pull. One more time. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And then come back last time. Calf muscle stretch, stretch, stretch. Beautiful. And then coming down, come up. And I'll give you some different ways you could do this. We're going to bend this leg over. You could stretch this leg out. Lift up, sit on your sitting bones. And what we're stretching here is the abductor muscle that gets tight, right? So this is a nice stretch. So let's clasp the hands, relax your shoulders, arm bones back, flex that long leg. Bring that thigh as close as works for you that you can get a nice stretch along here. We're going to take this into a gentle stretch in both directions. So just a little stretch, rotating around. And looking forward. Coming back around, taking the other arm wherever you can, if you can clasp like this or hold the knee, and this arm will come behind you. Just rotate from, you're feeling your ribs, your shoulders, always with a long spine, gentle twist. Remember, not beyond. Just breathe into that lovely twist. Good, and then let your head come forward and come back. Feel that stretch. That's another one of the stretches that we want to do. We want to stretch that outer thigh. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So come over, stretch. So notice the difference. You see how if I sink in this way, I'm getting a nice stretch to the side of my body as well. My elbows under my shoulder, spreading my hand, right? Put this knee in a comfortable position that you feel grounded, and then hold on to that ankle. Give your thigh a nice stretch back. Bend that back elbow and breathe. So the quadricep muscle, the stomach meridian runs through that, and that's for digestion, and not only physical digestion, but digesting life. So I'm going to stretch that open, let our experience get processed like our food, take what we need to nurture ourselves, and then dump the rest. So we're doing an energetic dump here. Maybe that wasn't the right word, but. Okay. And now bend that knee towards your shoulder, grab on wherever you can. Pulse. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Good. And again, it's open up, no sinking. Arm bones back, let your heart shine. Stretch that stomach meridian, your quadricep. And then bend that knee in, up again, pulse. And again, stretch. Okay, I've lost count. I think we'll do it one more time. Last time. Stretch. And back. Good. And then coming up, you can stretch one leg out and bring this leg over. Bring it in as close as is comfortable for you, where you feel getting some kind of stretch in your abductors. So sit up, arm bones back, heart shining, crown reaching, heels reaching. Just take a few breaths. So this is a stretch you could do on your couch or anyway, no one even know what you're doing. Just stretching that outer muscle. Good. And we'll just take a little gentle twist this way, opening up, arm bones back, broad collarbone. And then looking forward, bring this hand. You can bring this other hand behind you. Long spine, always twist with a nice, juicy, long spine. From your crown to your tailbone. Yeah. Spaciousness, create space in the body. Breathe into the spaciousness of your body. And then come around and just shake out. So, if you can, One of the muscles, and I do not sit like this very well, is people, to get a great stretch in your quads is to sit like this. If this is not comfortable, you can put a block or a blanket, okay? Or that side quad stretch we just did. So just for a moment, if you have something to, or just sit regularly if you don't, you could just sit and you can see what a delicious quad stretch I'm getting here too. So I wanted to introduce another thing is our hands are always like this too. So that's a part of the body we want to stretch as well. So we're going to do a stretch like this, especially with all the computer, all the work that you do, pretend driving. So I always do that opposite. And this is the back of our body. And then the other. It's a nice stretch to do before you do floor work. And then you can do it in the opposite way. Too. On the other hand. Good, and then shake it out. Circle and rotate, fingers. Shake, shake, shake. So this is something also, a nice way to start to get a stretch in those muscles. Okay. Props are great, and props support us to get into places that we can't very often on our own. So we're going to come into table pose. Okay, and just do some delicious cats and dogs. Get that cerebral spinal fluid going, knees under your hips, wrists under your shoulders, and just do some nice, gentle cats and dogs. Move around, make this your own expression. Get out the nooks and crannies into those little spaces. Good. And then coming back to a neutral spine, we're going to do something called a Firebird. And I like to do this to make it like a sensual movement, like you're sliding the opposite arm, hand and leg across. So I'm going as far as I can, right? And then I'm just going to lift up and stretch. So I'm anchoring those bones into the sockets and then radiating out my muscular energy. And then come down and back. And again, slide out and up, anchor, stretch, give yourself a beautiful, beautiful stretch. And down, and slide back. Feline like we're cats or tigers or lions, bears, oh my, okay? So stretch out, lift up, reach out from center, and down, and back, and stretch out, and up, and back, and down. And last time, up. Release it anytime, do it as many times as good for you today. We have a variety of participants. Up and up, and down and back. Good. So any opportunity, you can always curl your toes and give yourself that little thigh stretch. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do some things to open up the groin area. So you're in your table pose, right? And another thing, you can always put a prop under your knees. So I say, never be miserable. There's no reason to be unhappy or uncomfortable. Okay, so here we go. right? So I'm gonna take my right leg, so I'm gonna mirror you, it's really my left, and I'm gonna bring it forward, right? So here's my right leg forward. And I'm gonna slide my right leg, my left leg back. Ideally, over time, you'll be able to get on the bottom of your thigh. That's why I like to put a cushion, because many of you might be more on your knee and that might not be so great. So if this pose isn't great for you, you could just do a standing back bend and that will do the same thing, opening up the groin. But if you can do this, great. So I'm pressing, I'm stretching, feeling the opening in the groin, pressing into the feet, top of the back foot. Now take your hands and bring them into Yoga Mudra. Arm bones back, squeeze those shoulder blades together towards the front of your body. You're getting an opening in the front, big stretch. Now another option is to bring your hands here, open, anchor those arm bones, keep them flex your arms back, and stretch. You're an open-hearted warrior, lunge warrior. Just breathe, open up. Feel the back of the body energize as you're opening up in the front. Good. And then bring your hands back. I'm just going to give a little flex to the front, moving my pelvis back, stretching my calf muscle here. Good. And then bring that foot out to the side. If you have a block or a chair or a table next to you, you can use that. Okay? So I'm giving that a little stretch here. Just bring your arms up and just stretch over. And come back up and stretch over. And then you could bring this arm down. If you want to use a block, you can use a block. But if you can make a tent with your fingers and just press out, stretching through your heel, opening up. Bring that arm up here. So this is a half moon on our knee. You could do this standing as well. Beautiful. And then come back, curl your toes. If you can sit like this, great. If not, no worries. I sometimes use this pose to do a modified camel instead of a full camel. I'll just curl my toes, bring my hands behind me, and just lift up. So I'm stretching this, the quads, and the groin as well. Good. So we'll come over to the other side. Thump. And stretch that back like that. Put something underneath if you need it. Right? Feel stable. You can put your hands on the bottom of your thigh and just feel when you push forward a little bit, get that nice stretch. Get the stretch that is good for you. And breathe. And bring your hands behind you. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Strengthen the back. Have a little softness in your elbows. Take a few breaths. Could be the open-hearted warrior. Good, and coming back. You can curl the back toe if you want, just bring that leg here. This is not comfortable, you can just stand. Give yourself a little half moons. So then stretch up, anchor those arm bones. Stretch over. And come back up. Ups, to it. Go over. And then come over. It could be like that. Press, push through that heel. And then over. Beautiful. Breathe, push in 2 directions. Fingertips and feet. Push into the ground, whatever's touching the ground, that's your foundation. Push into the floor. Ta-da, right up from center. Beautiful. Come back, deep, full breath in and out. Just take a moment, whether you're standing, sitting, on your knees, just connect and breathe. Just feel. Feel the energy in your body. Good. Take 3 more breaths. Good. So, if you're not already standing, come into a dog pose. You're bent with the knees bent, pressing the heels. Right, come up onto the balls of the feet. If wrists don't work for you, I often make fists, and my wrists get tired. Good, and then heel-toed to your hands and feet together. Good. Rest your chest if you can toward your thighs. You can come into a yoga mudra. Stretch your back. Take a deep breath in and up. 2 more times, breath in. Last time. Release your arms, bring them to the bottom of your thighs. Come to a flat back. And then gently, gently come to standing. Hi. So let's shake out. One thing we haven't really done is twisting. So we'll do a little empty coat sleeves while we're standing here. Spiraling. Give yourself a little smack. Spiral. Lift and spiral. Imagine the spirals inside your body, around your body. Good. Beautiful. So, spreading your toes. I'm actually going to use the floor here. Spreading your toes. We're going to do Tadasana that we started in the beginning of the class. We're going to do it standing, okay? So spread your toes, feel them firmly planted, arm bones back, neutral pelvis, it's like your tailbone, pubic bone like an anchor. Your hands to your hips, your spine grow, shoulders relaxed, crown reaching. Good. So let's do a yoga mudra first so we can really activate your shoulder muscles, your shoulders, shoulder blades and the muscles. So squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good. Gently wrap your lower glutes. It's around here. Sometimes when we tighten up here, it's tightening our lower back. So this just gives us that little lift and strength. Gently draw your navel in and up because these muscles support your lower back. You want to be tight, but you want to be engaged. And now bringing your fingertips to your heart, just open up like we did. Anchor your arm bones, stretch through your fingers. Imagine that you're on the floor. Feel the back of your body pressing into an imaginary floor. So this is an exercise you can do daily to strengthen your back. You can even do it in bed or on the floor, anywhere you want. You can even put your wrists, stretch your wrists while you're in it. So this is one of those exercises you want to do to energize and strengthen the back of the body. So just breathe into this. And if you could build and hold it a minute, and eventually 3 minutes. It's a long time, but you can do it a few times a day in shorter intervals, and you will see. Let's do the impossible every day, it becomes possible. Good. Beautiful. So, we're going to we're going to do what we did, the open-hearted warrior, but we're going to do it as a standing warrior. So if you don't want to be on your knees, this is one you could do. So you're going to ground into, this is my left, but I'll call it my right foot, and just lift this knee to make room. Make sure you have room behind you, right? Bring your hands to your hips, and just bring that leg back. So here, we are stretching this side of the body, bend this knee. Same thing, we're going to be yoga mudra. Press into your back heel and notice how that fires up your calf muscle. This hip is like moving forward, this is moving back. We're scissoring energetically. You can wrap those lower glutes if you like. Feel those shoulder blades. And then bringing your fingertips here, come into your open-hearted warrior. Now I'm bending a little bit more and I'm looking up. That works, do it. Shine out. Breathe in and radiate out. And then bring your arms behind you again, or you can have them on the hips. Bend this knee and just come up to the toes of the back. And we're just going to play around with balance. We haven't done much standing yet. So try your balance. This is the stick, the standing stick. So play with your balance with that. Come out of it, come back into it. Talking and balancing is always a challenge. So here I am. And you can come like that, or you can come forward into a warrior, which maybe we'll do after. So just play with your balance. Some days. So I want you to notice something. I want you to notice what it's like to try to balance without having any engagement, and then when you do. So I'm going to bring my arms up. You could do it the other way, like I did. So I'm going to step forward, and now I'm doing it without engagement. Notice how wobbly. Okay? Now, engage, draw your navel in and up, bring everything to center, bend forward, and see if you stretch out right from that center, how much stronger you are. So that's something to note. When our body is integrated, it works better. So let's do the other side. So we're going to lift up, plant. So now I'm planting into this leg. Step up, okay? Step back. I can't remember if I did this. Please help me. In my class, people always are correcting lefts and rights. Oh no, I think it's great. Good. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Feel that one. Press into that back heel. And bring your fingertips here. Anchor those bones. Stretch out. Be an open-hearted warrior. Breathe into your heart. If you can, your balance is good. Look up. Stretch. Bring your hands to your hips, or in yoga mudra behind you, and be a balancing stick. Oh, use your core. Oh, I have a wall. Here we go. Good. So we could do the same thing. So different ways we're doing the same thing. So that's a stretch of the groin, stretching the back thigh also. The other one, you could do this holding on, is just stretching the quadricep muscle this way. Just holding on. And variations if you want, you can hold on and pull it back, just like we did on our side body, and make it above. I'm going a little, because I'm talking, I'm not feeling the balance today, but I'm telling you what to do. So do it. Just play, or you could just stand here and just hold it. This is an easy one to do for a minute. Or do it in bed on your side. And then do that on the other side. If you want, bend those elbows, pull that leg out, and be a standing bow. And hold on. Be a standing bow holding on. A one-armed bow. Good. Da-da-da. Release at any time. Come and shake out. Just like circle our hips. And circle your shoulders and your head. And just make this your own expression. I like to loosen up after static poses. Come around. And breathe. Good. So, very nice. So the next thing we're going to do an awkward chair, because this stretches out the sacrum, the lower back. So you're going to pigeon toe, if you can get, you can squeeze your inner thighs together. So notice right away, you're stretching open the back, right? You could do it with your hands here, or you can be in a chair. So I'm going to sit back in a chair, right? And if you can, just for fun, you can lift your heels, or if not, just stay with your heels on the ground, just stretching. Feel your sitting bones and your pelvis moving back. Feel that beautiful stretch in that lower back. And stretch up. And bring your hands behind you. Hold on. In the lower back. Another way to stretch the front of the body. Pelvis forward, thigh bows back. And back. Good. So our last standing pose before we come down for cool down and relaxation is an eagle. So when we think of the eagle, that's a big stretch for the back, but we're going to do it with a focus on strengthening. So you can take your right foot. I'm going to be an eagle with her foot on the floor. But if you can go like this. Some of you can even wrap the leg around. Same thing like chair principle, the groin is going back. All right? It's for teaching purposes. And now take your right arm under. You can hold like this. Or if you can make an eagle, you can go like this. Now, instead of stretching your back, I want you to firm your shoulder blades on the back. And feel the strengthening of that as you come into your eagle. Your thumb can go to your third eye. Let's take 3 breaths. Open up your eagle arms and come back. And we'll go to the other side. So remember, you go like this, you go like that. That works. If not, this is fine. Those thigh bones turning in. Nice stretch for your lower back as well. And now, this left arm under, your right on top. Thumb could go by your third eye. This doesn't work for your shoulders. You can hold any place, okay? And sit back like you're sitting in a chair. Stretch that lower back. Lift your heart. Open up, shake out, and we'll make our way back to the floor for relaxation, some cool down. So stretch yourself out on the floor. Let your body rest. Let it settle. Good. Just give yourself a little stretch. More stretch. Good. And then bend your knees. Bring your knees into your chest. Bring your legs up and your hands up, arms up. We're just going to point and flex. It's a nice safe inversion. The circle. The other way. And then jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Tap your shoulders, kick your butt. And bringing your feet to the floor. Do a little cradle pose. Piriformis stretch. So however you can do it, you can stay like this, you can lift your foot, you can hold underneath. Some people who want a more intense stretch, which isn't necessary, but to you, is bring it here. Whatever feels delicious in your body. Let's take 5 breaths here. And then just shake up. Bring that leg down. We're just going to do a little knee down twist. So your knee and your head are in opposite directions. And coming back. Shake out. Stretch. Put the opposite leg down. Come into a nice little stretch. You can leave it like this if you're getting stretch enough there. And then stretch that leg down and come into a knee down twist on this side. So the knee's just coming over. I put my arch on my kneecap. You could put it on your thigh, wherever it rests, and gives you a nice gentle twist. Shoulders down. 3 more breaths. And then coming back. Anything your body needs that will help you relax, do it now. And we'll take a brief Shavasana so you can integrate your breath and movements into your nervous system. So I'm going to sit up, but you're lying down. Just give yourself a full body isometric to release any residual holding or tension. Tight, tight, tight. Really tighten more, and let it go. And just take a few letting go breaths and let your mind focus on your breath. Stay in Shavasana for a few more moments. Thank you, everybody. Namaste.